Hello and welcome to the Spiral Dimension. I'm Doctor Von Hoot, and this is the Parliament of Mowls. But first, Nongaretti waved to Davy, Dimucci, and Goose with an abrupt gesture. Stiffly, he marched away, saying, "Let's go practice up in the can."
Don't you think that's kind of weird? Not weird, but like exciting weird.
I missed that.
What a classic book this is. This is literature at its finest. Okie dokie. With that, there's nothing else to be said other than I now declare this episode of Parliament open.
You all right?
Tastes so
How
good.
you doing, Tony? All right?
I'm doing all great, right, man. You know, I'm a week from getting back from Indiana. Hung out there, picked up a lot of cool stuff in the last week or so, and
Tremendous.
mailed off some stuff. And
You did. Oh, I think I might have a chat about that later. That was a tremendous thing you did. So it was great.
Thank you, brother. You deserve it.
Well, I don't at all, but I appreciate it.
Well, it's
very
just
nice.
it's just my way of saying, you know, since I started and we hooked up, you have been nothing but supportive of me and what I've been trying to do. So, thank you. That's my way of saying thank you.
It's very kind of you, mate. It was really nice. And well, we'll pop into the chat. We've got Tony, omnipresent, as they say, and C4 Darkmane. Is it safe? That's a good question. It's a good question. Peter and James forced me to come here. They said if I didn't, I'd have to watch Fuzzy Dunlop's home video.
Ooh.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Fuzzy, he's a sort. He's a sort. And we have Starma Sutra. Parliament's in session. I'm here. Tremendous, Starma.
Hey.
And we got Rich as well. Hello, sir. Always a pleasure. That's awesome. Right, let's get to the meat of it, as it were. What watch you with your eyeballs this week?
All right. Well, I was going to make a comment because I thought I'm out of sync, and I thought the read would be first. I watched more than I've read.
Okie doke.
So let's start it off with I watched the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again.
Same. Yes. We'll keep it spoiler free.
Yeah, because
it's just come out, but we can talk about that. That sounds like a
yeah. I was going to say we'll probably go in depth because on my show later on tonight I'm doing a spoiler filled episode. But right. I loved it, and I got to go back. I never watched season 2 and 3 of the original Netflix series, so I'm gonna have to watch that.
Oh, mate, you have to. Yeah, no, right. The funny thing about those 2 seasons, particularly the second season, the stuff with the Punisher in it is every bit as good as the first season.
Yeah,
but the stuff with mainly Daredevil in it isn't quite as good. It's a weird one, but the Punisher stuff is so freaking good. The scene in the prison, that's not a spoiler. There's a prison there. I mean, I don't think that counts as a spoiler, but trust me when I say that is as good as any fight in any of them. It's tremendous.
For me personally, it was just great to watch some good Marvel cinema again.
No problem. Trust. You being late, it's not an issue.
I've been watching my wife. I've been watching Walker, Texas Ranger with my wife. She's going through a binge of that. I think she's about done.
Tremendous.
And then I also got to watch. I got some new Blu-rays, but I've watched the new Twisters finally. Loved it.
Okay.
And I bought the
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, it's pretty good. Now, it's don't compare it to the original. It has nothing to do with the original, but it's still a great standalone movie. Like I said, I ended up buying this 2-pack of Blu-ray because of it. I got The Last Starfighter. I hadn't watched it yet. And then I got this little 2-pack of Last Man Standing and The Last Boy Scout.
Oh, cool.
And,
they're classics.
And then other than that, I've just been watching the YouTubes. And
C4 Darkmain has a question. Is it the new Walker Texas Ranger or the original?
It's the original. I've watched parts of the new. I watched a few episodes of the new one, and it's okay. But I mean, come on, it's not Chuck Norris.
Oh, yeah, it's all about the Chuckster. Like
exactly.
He just brings it. You gotta love Chuck Norris.
His
mighty stash.
There was an episode she was watching where they went camping, and this grizzly bear attacked Gage. And I was like, you know what? This episode was almost perfect, and it would have been perfect if I'd have seen Chuck roundhouse kick a grizzly bear.
Yeah, I'd have watched that. Yeah, for sure. In fact, if it happened, it would probably be one of the clips on this show because that just sounds amazing.
And I don't know how many times during the episode you just pick any episode where there's like my wife would be like, "There's 6 guys fixing to fight Chuck," and I went, "They need help. They're outnumbered."
Yeah, they're outnumbered for sure. Absolutely.
I love me some Chuck.
Darkmain. Oh, Chuck Norris is an action icon.
Yeah.
I watched the second Twister to help sneak my son into watching Wolverine and Deadpool. Crafty. I like the forward planning there. Like I'm looking forward to seeing the second Twister. I just wasn't going to pay for it without seeing it. If you see what I mean? Like I just wait until it comes onto streaming.
Well, the funny thing is I didn't buy this while we were there. My buddy had a copy of it. I watched his, and then when I got back into town, we went to get groceries, and they had this 2-pack, and I went ahead and picked it up.
Well, I mean, if you liked it, I'd buy it if I like it. I just want to see it first to make that judgment call. Now, Mrs. Von Hoot absolutely loves the original Twister, so I suspect she'll like it quite a bit because she loves disaster movies and monster movies. They're her sort of two go-tos.
Well, I mean, the first one has so much perfect stuff. You got Eddie Van Halen doing some of the stuff on the soundtrack. You had Bill Paxton. You had freaking Helen Hunt. You had Tornadoes. You had Carrie Elways. I mean, that movie was just, pardon the phrase, but it was a perfect storm. So, I mean.
Yeah. Absolutely. Is that everything you've seen?
Yeah, that's it.
Tremendous. Well, myself, I really didn't watch a lot of stuff at the start of the week, but then obviously, Daredevil came out, and I cancelled Disney Plus a little while ago because it was getting more and more expensive, and I had all these streaming platforms, and I wasn't watching everything. Like, especially on Disney Plus, I would only watch the one show that I was watching at one time. But, Daredevil on Netflix is one of my favorite shows that Netflix ever produced. In fact, I can remember distinctly watching about the first 5 episodes in a row after too many beers, standing at my doorway, just ranting at my wife and one of my friends about how they'd cracked the code. They were my exact words. They've cracked the code of how to do television on streaming. Daredevil is the way. So I was really excited for it. And I think by and large, I'm very happy with it. I think some of the fight choreography is maybe slightly less tight than the original version. Yeah. And some of the sound design didn't seem as impactful as in the first. Because I watched the first episode of the original series just to refresh my memory of how that looked and felt. Yeah. But I liked it a lot. It's one of the best Marvel outputs in ages, those 2 episodes. They really, the first episode particularly, the sound, the music choices work so effectively and giving me like goosebumps and chills all the time when you've got, the various things that happen.
Yeah.
without spoiling it. I'm trying my best.
Well, I mean, and then the conversation between Fisk and Matt was really great. That's not really spoiling anything because you see it in the trailer.
Yeah.
And the fact that I love the fact that they're running with the same angle they did in the comic books where Fisk is running for mayor. So that's pretty interesting.
Yes. I had something to say about it then, but that really threw me off, that last economy gag. That was funny. Yeah, I heard some people were like a little bit softer on the second episode, and whilst it didn't give me chills like the first one did, like it didn't give me the goosebumps, I think it did a better job of starting to tell a story. So I was in. My main criticism of that episode is like there really isn't much action in it. Like, and I'm an action guy. I like a bit of action. Like, you give me the story, definitely. And I love the drama-y stuff, but I need some fisticuffs every now and again. And I mean, it's coming. I know it's coming, and I can't wait as well. Like, everything about the show feels really exciting. So,
yeah. And I was going to say, I don't remember which one it is. I don't want to get into spoilers too much, but the one where he has his altercation and screams, was that the end of the first episode or second episode?
That's.
I think that's the second episode. Where they go to so and so's apartment and Matt's there and he goes, "He's not here." And
right, yeah. That's the end. That's the end of the second episode.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I know somewhere during this live show we're going to have to talk about the biggest moment of Elimination Chamber, because although I didn't watch Elimination Chamber, I did see that video.
Oh yeah, we are definitely talking about it. So we'll get there. We'll get there.
All right.
It's gonna happen. What else did I watch? Because I had Disney Plus, I was sort of emboldened for a minute and felt I needed to catch up on What If, because I was a big fan of seasons 1 and 2, particularly season 1. Season 2 was hang on, that we've got important news. This is a monumental moment for the channel. We have
another one.
Oh boy, Higgins hitting us with his DJ Khaled impression. Nice.
Who?
Here he is.
Oh, there he is.
Hitting the milestone.
Congratulations, my friend.
10K. He's an influencer now. He's
You're not the first person to say that.
Matter of fact, he was out influencing today.
You like that?
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Couldn't have done it without all you guys.
We're going to talk about Chamber in just a little bit, but what else have you been watching is the question.
What else have I been watching? Well, I saw the first episode of Daredevil.
Yep.
Okay.
I didn't see the second one because I have a wife that likes to take things slow.
Right.
So the other thing I've been watching is this little cat that keeps trying to get into this room. This little fella.
Oh.
Say hi. She does not like to be carried. She's like looking all over the place. Check her out. She's like, huh? What's going on here? Like, all she's thinking is, where can I jump to?
That's the cat.
Yep, that's this one. So
Right.
Give me a second while I let her get out of the room.
Yeah, go for it. So, What If? Season 3 is a little bit of a mixed bag.
Okay.
And I don't know why they do this, because they did it in the second season as well. It's a bit like the first half is always quite throwaway, and the second half is like they start trying. Mm-hmm. And it's genuinely like that. Like the first 3-4 episodes, I was like, oh, this is a bit like I'm not even going to look up from my phone for most of it. Sort of, it's just silly and rubbish. And then they did an episode with Howard the Duck, which is still silly, but it's Howard the Duck, so it should be silly.
Yeah,
and
it's cringe, man. It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. Yeah, it is definitely weird. If I had, on my bingo card, it does not have Disney makes a interspecies erotica movie. But,
she gave birth to an egg.
Yes. They're married and they have an egg. But I loved it. I thought it was very funny. And it all made sense.
It was.
Everything after that point, I actually really enjoyed. And that whole ending to the whole of... because I think that's the end of it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, What If is over.
It was good. And watching it did make me think that they could do an Exiles series spinning out of it. That would really work well.
I saw it several weeks ago, every episode. Unlike you, I was not too thrilled with it. There was maybe one or two that I was fine with. But overall, especially in comparison to everything else that came before it was very much. It was like, okay, we're done with this series. You could tell they were done with the series.
I mean, maybe I could see that.
But
it felt like they didn't care about some episodes and they really cared about others to me, which I think is weird.
And it was very much it was an MCU what if, as opposed to just what if.
He came out of the darkness in the middle of the night, blazing like a mother with a fist of dynamite.
There he is.
I came just in time to hear people talking trash about What If.
Yeah, that's right. I said it.
I like What If. That's what I was saying.
I like What If. But I got to be honest. The one thing he is right about is the final season just felt like, let's get this over with.
Yeah, it was done. It was like they were done.
And that's not good.
I want to point out what C4 said about Howard the Duck worked for me in the Kiss music. Well, I kind of like Kiss, so that kind of piqued my interest.
Oh yeah. No, that episode particularly is a lot of fun. If I were you, I would probably just start. If you've seen the rest of What If, start with that episode.
I just seen the first season.
Oh, okay, maybe you need to watch the second one as well. Thinking about it.
Yeah. No, you definitely need to watch the second one to fill in the gaps.
Yeah,
because there were characters in the third season that spawned from the second series.
Yeah.
Right. So the Native American girl, what's her name? Kahura.
Yeah.
She was completely made for the show.
Yeah, I know, and now she's in comics.
But no one's picking up that book.
Is it an ongoing? Is it?
One day they will.
Or
I don't know if it's ongoing. I don't think so. I don't remember an issue 2.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Wasn't it just like a one?
It was a one shot.
No, it's just a one shot. Just to test the waters.
Yeah.
I mean, Fuzzy has a good point here because they do that montage, and they don't do any of it.
Yeah. So. Call it what you may. What if it's over? I bet.
No,
not the Watcher. Not the Watcher. The Watcher's not over. But what if is?
Yeah. I think it's the only other thing I watched that's notable is I watched the first 2 episodes of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and I really dug it. Like, I was shocked how much I liked that show because I saw the trailer and it didn't really do anything for me. And it was a lot of fun. It's sort of like there's a bit of me that thinks, why isn't this just Miles? Why aren't we doing the young Spider-Man as Miles Morales now rather than doing Peter again? But it was different enough that I enjoyed it quite a bit. So, and the animation was, I loved it.
The animation was for me like this. I was like this with the animation. There was moments I liked it, but I I couldn't get past the way they did long hair.
Okay.
Long hair was weird.
In the words
I didn't notice at all, but I will pay attention in the next episode.
In the words of Steve Rogers, it's on the list.
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
So, Izzy, what watch you with your eyeballs this week? Other than the wrestling, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about the wrestling because that's pretty much what I've been watching with my eyeballs. So I watched the wrestling, parts of the wrestling, to be honest with you. Daredevil, the first episode I saw, I didn't see the second episode. I thought for a first episode, it hit you right in the gut, man.
Yeah.
Those first 10 minutes, though it was a bit predictable because I saw it coming a mile away, it was still worth it.
Maybe, but
I noticed in the trailers.
Yeah,
without giving it away, I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't watched it.
Yeah, no spoilers. On
so
particularly,
I noticed it in the trailer. It was very obvious in the trailer to me what was going to happen, right? And so if you guys watch the trailer, then put the two and two together, you'll figure it out. But I would say they got Bullseye so good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Bullseye was so good. Just the way I liked him. I wish he had a little bit of a motor mouth, but this is a different Bullseye. But yeah, that was so good. And then I watch a lot of YouTube videos on stuff on certain things, and I saw a YouTube video on Brave Star. If you remember Brave Star, the animated series,
Secret Galaxy one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love watching Secret Galaxy.
They're great, aren't they? They do a heck of a job. I've not watched that one yet, but
it just came out. But I didn't realize that Brave Star was set. It was set in the He-Man universe.
I didn't realize that.
How would you even know that?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Right. Well, I have to watch this now. Like I was going to anyway, but now I have to.
It's parallel to the He-Man universe in the same way Space Ghost and the Herculoids are. Like they're in the same universe, but they're here and this person's here, and they don't really meet up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But Brave Star is set. It's set in the future version of Earth. So where Eternia,
the Earth that Queen Marlena came from.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. Okay.
Exactly. So I would like it if they give us a nice little Easter egg in the movie.
Dude, don't ask for that much. That's not gonna happen. That's the downfall of our comic book movies. Is just too much of that. Just give us a solid freaking story. I'm so tired. I don't need Easter eggs. I
love Easter eggs.
No, but I'm just saying it's ruined it as much as it helped it. They just lost it. Like, so don't do that. Just go back to quiet basics and planning properly and give us a good freaking movie. Because let me tell you, Captain America was just full of Easter eggs and stuff.
Yeah, but that's different. That was different. I'm talking about Easter eggs in the sense of when you look at a newspaper and it talks about a guy with adamantium claws. I'm talking about that kind of Easter eggs. I'm not talking about we need him to call, hey, what's up, Brave Star? No, I don't need anything like that. It's just
and I'm just
something to identify that this happens.
I don't even need that. I
love that kind of stuff. I live for that stuff.
And it has a time and a place, but this is not it. We've gone too far off the deep end. They need to rein it in, pull their shit together, give us quality products, and that's it. In the meantime, I got a Superman movie that I'm worried doesn't feature Superman.
It's gonna have Superman. I'm not worried about that.
I know it's gonna have Superman, but why does it have to have 5,000 people with it?
Well, you know what? Time will tell on that one.
The way I look at it, trust in Gunn because he's proven he could do it.
Well,
time and time again.
He's proven he can do ensembles like very, very well. But Superman specifically, I don't know that he's proven he can pull off. But
he did Super.
Yeah, Super's good. Yeah,
Greater,
but that doesn't. It's not the same thing.
I agree.
Greater men
we'll wait and see.
Failed me. greater men have failed me.
We'll see. Is the
and yes, of course, we'll see.
I think Superman's gonna be fine because it has to be fine.
I hope so.
They're banking on it. They have to.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Like, I'm almost certain his job is on the line for this one.
Yeah, if that fails, it's over. Like, that's a big.
So I think it's going to be good.
Cliff, what watch you with your eyeballs this week?
Invincible, which I love, and I feel like me and the two other people are watching it. But I love Invincible.
Remy.
And yeah, exactly, Remy, which is why Remy is my favorite Link Squad person this week. And the rest of them disrespected themselves. And so Remy se apuntó una conmigo. And so I loved Invincible, but I'm also watching Resident Alien. It's my new binge watch. It's a sci-fi series with starring Alan Tudyk, and he's an alien, and like they can like basically like nibble or whatever. They take your DNA and they can like turn into a copy of you. So he turns into a copy of this doctor in this little town where he ends up. They need a doctor and they come to him, and shenanigans ensue. His first mission is to evaporate human life from the planet. So then, of course, he starts to develop feelings. So maybe he doesn't want to do that, And then he wants to like reach out and connect. So then that's a story. I'm trying not to ruin anything for anybody, But again, a show with an ensemble cast, and it's entertaining. I don't want to think of it as like and Alan Tudyk is a win every time. Let's just start there.
Yeah, Alan Tudyk is good. Yeah.
So even though it's not the greatest show ever, just Alan Tudyk makes it worth it.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun. I loved him in Doom Patrol. Really great.
Yes.
And
don't forget, he's Creature Commandos.
Yeah, he's Clayface, and in Harley Quinn, he's Clayface.
Firefly.
He's done both the voices.
Okay.
I'm just curious why.
Because of the last name, Tudyk. His last name is Tudyk.
Oh, okay.
I met the dude with the double. That was interesting. Yeah. He's very real. It's very real.
I have questions, but I'll leave it until after my stream.
I have questions too, but I don't want them answered.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You do not need to answer any of those questions.
What read you this week, Tony?
All right. So I haven't read any comics. I've got a stack over here of comics I need to read, but I have been reading Dragons of Spring Dawning to get ready for the next episode. I believe it's the last one where on Evil Mike's channel next Saturday, where we're going through this walkthrough of Dragons of Spring Dawning. I missed the episode where we finally got to talk about Lord Soth. I was away and it pissed me off, but anyway, it is what it is.
Tremendous. I wish I could do better than going well done, because I have literally no idea what that book is. Like it's
it's
well
amazing.
above my head.
If you love D&D and Dragonlance, man, each setting has a set of books. Like Dragonlance is for Dragonlance, obviously, and for me, the Forgotten Realms. People love Elminster, and they have a right to do that. Elminster's cool, but for me, Forgotten Realms is the Legend of Drizzt, and it always will be.
Yeah. I remember you talking about Drizzt quite a bit. Izzy, what read you this week?
A lot of charts. A lot of charts. So besides work, of course, I was preparing for Friday's live stream. And by preparing for that, there's a lot like what a lot of people don't know. I put a lot of work in my stuff.
You can tell.
I mean, we can tell you do.
Yeah, you can tell.
I spent a lot of time working on it. So I do a lot, all those charts to see. I do gather the information. In some instances, I create the information. but it takes me a lot of time. I got a lot of books that are sitting there waiting, so it will happen. But I've been reading a lot of charts and writing articles, so that's what I've been up to.
Well, fair play. Cliff, what read you this week?
Oh my goodness! Well, first, I mean, just because I'm a sellout for Luciano Vecchio.
Well, hang on. If you've got the books, we might as well.
Really, you are? I didn't notice.
Yeah, you know, I like genuine talent from Central and South America, you know, and so I went a little crazy on Spider-Verse.
Wow.
And then I grabbed this one too because
I like the Lucas.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like that one a lot.
Wernick is lovely, and I may add him to my list of
great guy too.
Artist. So yeah, so again, you just gotta throw any sense of quality you want out the window. Just enjoy it for what it is. It's Web of Spider-Verse versus whatever the Venomverse book is called. I'm on board. It's fine. The Venomverse cover is gonna connect with this one. I'm all in. Let's do it. Vampire Spider-Man, whatever it's gonna be. I don't care.
Doesn't Vampire Spider-Man already exist though?
I know, but this one's much more fun and edgy.
Okay.
No, seriously, his name is Count Peter. Like, what is going on? But he looks good. He looks good. Count Parker. I'm sorry, Count Parker.
I like the design.
Yeah, it does look.
I'm really good with the design. It's a good design to me.
Oh, I believe it's a great design. I just wish the name wasn't so terrible.
Yeah, that's pretty lazy. Count Parker.
Like I don't know what they were doing. Like I wish they had let Luciano name him because Luciano named Phantasma of over a year before she appeared in the comic, and they kept the name Phantasma. They should have let him name freaking Count Parker over here.
I don't love that they said that they weren't doing more Spider-Verse, and what they meant was they specifically weren't going to do any more of like end of Spider-Verse books.
Right. No, that's how they got us. This one's called Web of Spider-Verse and blah 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 Venomverse. So they got us again. They got us.
That's how you do it. That's how you trick. That's how you trick them.
Well, you say that, but like that's how you get me not to buy more of that because it's annoying.
You know, that I gotta say, valid, but also they gave me a sexy ass vampire Spider-Man, and I can't ignore it.
Yeah. Well, that is
you mean
true.
you could ignore it. You choose not to ignore it. Let's be honest.
The next time I see a titty cover coming from you, I'll tell you, you could have ignored it. You could have.
I could.
Ignored Psylocke's big ass titties.
Well, you know? I'm not a Psylocke guy like that. You know me.
Jubilee's first appearance, but no, you went after Psylocke's big ass titties.
You know, no. You know, Psylocke and me are not the thing. You know, that's not my thing.
I'm making it up. Play along.
I know you are.
You know, it doesn't matter. The point is, you be chasing
now,
someone's
Sydney, on the other hand, I want my Sydney.
Your Sydney Sweeney?
I want my Sydney, yeah. She's my hall pass. My wife doesn't know it, but she's my hall pass.
Oh, that's devastating.
I don't know, but they should be.
There really should be. I don't know why.
There will. I think there will be. It could. It could always be a. It could always be a rights issue.
Yeah, that's true.
Because didn't they make a Knight Rider series in the early 2000s?
Yeah.
Where they put Kit in like this. What kind of car did they put Kit in?
Oh, it was a 50. Oh,
no, it was like a Corvette or something like that. It was red.
Oh,
red.
You talking about that was the 2000 the demo 2000 Pontiac Sunbird or whatever. It was like a demo model or something.
So I honestly think it has to be a rights issue. I bet.
And then he's right. Yeah, for the remake, they put him in a Ford Mustang.
Yeah.
Right. There should be a comic. It's mad that there isn't. That's nuts. I myself have only read one book this week, I think, which was Hyde Street issue 4, which, without going into spoiler territory, it sort of fleshes out the monster character, or the matinee monster, as it's now known. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, but I don't want to spoil anything. So it's as always, the art is great in those Ghost Machine books. They're really cool. Val Kilmer did the voice in the remake.
Yeah.
I
don't really talk too much about the remake of Knight Rider because it pisses me off, and only because it pisses me off because they canceled it right when it was getting good.
So there is a Knight Rider comic book.
Oh, there is,
and it came out in 2015.
Wow.
However, it's from a no-name company. No, it's from IDW.
Okay.
Now I'm about to look it up.
So I'll show you right now.
How many books is it?
Well, the one they have here, it's on Amazon. That's how I know it's legit. There it is. In case you guys want to see it, it looks bad.
Damn it! IDW did it. We could have had freaking Knight Rider and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Hang on,
could have.
Damn it!
Looks very CGI'd in some way, but the car doesn't look bad.
Oh, I'm all over the shop. I can't see my screen. That's the problem.
So I didn't know that off. I didn't know that was the last bit Kilmer's voice did before the cancer took over.
Yeah. There it is.
Oh, I vaguely remember seeing that. Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh no!
So this is the graphic. That's the graphic novel. See, IDW, but with Line Forge Comics.
Huh.
Okay.
Never heard of them. And look, that's the size in front of a human being. Who holds a comic book like this?
Told us.
How would we ever know? I'm going to hold it like this now. One hand. So there you have it. There's the Knight Rider. I've never heard of this artist.
Show, does it? Okay.
Yeah, it almost looks like what's his name? Todd. I can never get his name right. Knock,
Todd Knock,
right? Has a little bit of his feel to it, but it doesn't look good. Looks pretty bad. Look at that. Look at that font. And they put that drop shadow there. Ugh, yuck. The car doesn't look bad though.
No, it doesn't.
All right. Doesn't feel like Kit though.
No, it's certainly a modern.
I love Kit. Kit's awesome. There you have it.
Tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that leads us to Mowlamania moments.
Oh.
So
yeah,
this is where we get down to business.
Good stuff.
Yes. So something happened the other day at the Elimination Chamber, which I feel like it's all right for us to talk about freely because everybody is. John Cena turned heel. It was a pretty well executed segment at the end of the show, and I'm wondering how everybody's feeling about it now, given time. I absolutely 100% agree with Izzy. They should have been on Raw. It's ridiculous that they weren't.
They're not going to be there for several weeks.
I know, it's mad.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The only saving grace of that was CM Punk.
Yeah,
he was great.
Yeah, they told him, we need you to cut something because we don't have these guys here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he nailed it. Like, that was perfect, pitch perfect Punk alliteration. Yes. Yeah, that was a heck of a segment.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about the rest of the chamber, though, and everything that went down?
Did you see it, Tony?
I didn't watch it, but I'm gonna watch the rewatch. I don't mind spoilers, but I already know who won most of the matches. So
yeah, it was only 4 matches. So, which chamber you want to go over first?
We'll just run the card. So the women's match first.
Better than the men's.
I thought so as well. Yeah,
they had a better match. the men's was more of an intrigue, right? It's like you were getting ready to see what was going to happen, and you knew Rock had to be involved in some way, right? So you saw that coming. But man, Liv, that's my girl right now. She went through a beating, man.
Yeah, that was vicious.
She got whipped with Bianca's hair. I went.
That was the thing that sort of really hurt that final segment when The Rock's beating him with the belt, and I'm sure it hurt like hell.
He likes that.
But
I think he didn't.
Yeah, he probably does. But it doesn't. You couldn't hear it. It was nothing in the stratosphere like that whip from Bianca Belair earlier in the night, which was just horrific sounding.
So my curiosity with Bianca's hair is that it clearly made a whipping sound like a straight up whip.
Yeah.
Does real hair do that?
I have no idea. No idea. It's madness.
Because first of all, it wasn't like a fake shot. It was real.
Oh yeah.
Like she really whipped her, and then you saw the marking across her body with it, right? But even before that, even before we get to that point, how did you feel about Jade Cargill?
I kind of
she
seen
kicked
that
it off.
coming. I kind of seen that coming.
Yeah, I thought I figured she was coming back for it. I liked it. I like the sort of. I thought it was a little bit weird that Naomi didn't sell for it. If you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Like if
I still feel that there's something off.
So you think that it's going to turn out to be that Bianca was in on it as well?
I think Bianca was in on it.
Yeah.
I still feel that way, even after Friday.
They might pivot that way, but I don't think that's what they're doing right now.
I think they're gonna leave Bianca and her face turn, leave her as a face for till Mania.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think the bigger problem was, why is Bianca in the title picture when you have this ready-made feud with Jay? Yeah. All that tells me is that Jay's not fully ready.
Yeah.
That's what that tells me.
I mean, she isn't ready. I mean, like,
or they're not prepared. They're not prepared for Bianca to take an L.
Oh no!
Right. So I don't see Bianca winning that match. But what I see is that this was all part of a ruse. Because I don't. Why would Naomi benefit from this? She comes across looking weak. She comes across looking stupid. And it's quite obvious that she's gonna lose like almost immediately.
I mean, yeah, but she's a heel at the end of the day. Like,
but
they're inherently. No, she is now. Like, yeah, I mean, like, you saw that promo. Is she good at it? Not really, but no. But she is, like, she's playing a heel, so she can. That the logic, conventional booking, and wisdom around a heel is that they can lose repetitively, look stupid, and it not really matter.
Not when they turn heel. So the way a heel usually works is when they go heel, they win their first few matches. Then they start losing, or they find ways to win.
They don't. That does happen, but they don't need to. You see, because you can just a heel can just turn around and say, like, well, that didn't happen. Like, which is nonsense.
But it makes her look weak. But this makes her look weak. She looks so weak. Yesterday looked so bad. Because one's not a natural heel.
I agree, but I think that's more to do with her not being good at it. Like,
yeah, she's a terrible heel. And, and to be honest with you, being a heel is not hard. Like, it's easier to be a heel than it is to be a baby face.
It is, but some people are more naturally a face than a
some
heel.
people are just natural born assholes. It works for them.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
it's both.
Cliff, you're absolutely right, though. You're laughing, but it's true, especially in the wrestling sphere.
I know, because like I could never do long term. I couldn't do what they do. I couldn't be this ongoing nasty character. I could just be a nasty character for like, oh, I've got a show I'm doing this weekend, you know. But then I would just like, but to channel that much ferocity all the time, to constantly reach deep in my soul and pluck at my Alexis Colby, Dominique Devereaux catfighting energy, you know, that's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But also physically, her hair, there is no science to justify her hair making the whip noise.
Yeah, so there has to be something inside the hair to do it.
Well, if they braided the hair into a whip, the whip has the physics to create the effect. So maybe they did that.
I mean, it is braided all the way down to a small point.
It's nice, tightly braided too.
Did she have like little plastic accents in her hair and stuff? Like
I didn't see
little
anything,
beads or something.
She didn't have beads. She's never had beads, but she has had like straps.
Yeah.
Across
it's not the first time it's happened either. I mean, she's whipped people before and got the same sort of vicious.
Who was it? Becky Lynch?
Probably.
I think it was Becky.
I want to say it was Mercedes actually, or Sasha Banks at the time. Like,
it was probably Sasha Banks.
It was nasty.
Yeah, Mania. During Mania.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I think Bianca does do heel well because she was a heel in NXT.
Yeah, she's natural. Like she's the natural charisma, whereas Naomi
has the same thing that this girl has, Natalia, where she's a good worker, and you get a good match out of her. Right? Nothing 5-star, caliber or anything like that. But you'll get a good match out of her. Right? She's a safe wrestler.
Okay.
But she doesn't have that charisma that you're looking for in a character. So she falls flat. She is a natural babyface, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think she's a natural babyface, and I think this heel turn is ultimately going to fail pretty quickly.
It's already starting to fail.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is a brief. Like, this isn't supposed to be an extended run thing, is it? It's quite obvious. She's just gonna Jade's gonna job her out, and we're all gonna move on. I mean, it's.
So what I would have liked. This is how I would have booked it, and I said this before. I would have booked it that Bianca was the one that actually jumped her, but Bianca made it seem like it was Naomi. So she was putting the blame on Naomi in some way. So either because, they were dressing alike and things like that, they could have easily do it like from the backside or something. And then she could have planted something that, let's say it was Naomi, to let Jade think it was Naomi. And then Naomi would have that wasn't me. And then you could play that storyline for several weeks, right? It wasn't me, but it's but it's gotta be you. Where Jade continuously thinks it's her, and she's like, I'm not fooled by you. And then we get the moment that it was always Bianca, because that's the moneymaker match.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, that is the right match to do, and I think Bianca's great and a tremendous talent that can work heel very, very well. So why not do it?
Yeah,
it's. Whereas, I mean, it doesn't take a genius to be like, it's not really working with Naomi, and
and they might pivot. Who knows?
Yeah,
but why is Bianca in the match with Kairi? Not Kairi? With Io Sky and Rhea? Why is Io the champion?
I
don't know. I guess I'm not sure.
I don't know what's that story. You know how you remember the curtain call.
Yeah.
Right. Which I was present for. I was at the arena that day.
All right.
So for those of you who don't know the curtain call was back in the day, members of DX were fighting Diesel and Razor Ramon. But it was Diesel and Razor Ramon's last match in WWE because they were already contracted to go to WCW.
Mhm.
So one of the things is that they went to McMahon and they say, hey, do you mind if we do a little something? And McMahon, not really knowing what was going on, said, yeah, go for it. Because it was a dark match. No one was watching except for the people on TV, except for the people in the arena. So after the match, they started hugging each other and showing love and affection for each other, and everybody was happy. It was actually a nice moment.
Yeah.
But it was the first time kayfabe was broken on a wrestling event, a WWE event. So this is when they said, "Oh, wait a minute, yeah, they broke kayfabe." And what kayfabe is the kayfabe is the the reality they created, right? So that was the moment they broke kayfabe, and everybody that was involved kind of got away with it, except for Triple H.
Yeah, Triple H got nailed.
Triple H he lost the King of the Ring win because of that. But he got back on his feet, and the rest is history, as they say.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm bringing this up is because of Grand Slam Australia.
Uh-oh.
She was there supporting Buddy Matthews. Now, I'm sure they gave her permission, but she showed up on pictures and everything. So could that be something?
I don't
think so either, but it's a possibility.
It's not the same as when that one dude from the Scottish tag team turned up on TNA TV. Because it's not like she had an actual on-screen appearance and stuff like that. You could tell. I know there were photos. I know there were photos. I've seen them and stuff, but it's like AEW did not put her on TV.
No,
intentionally.
Not like not like Britt Baker and Adam Cole, if you remember NXT.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't think that they would do that.
Because it doesn't make any sense to me. They are
petty, don't get me wrong, but they're like Vince isn't there. It is my first thought.
Well, Vince would have never let her go.
Yeah, probably not. No, yeah. Not at this point in time as well. Like it's a really important time period for them.
I don't know. It just doesn't. That matchup just doesn't feel right in any way, and it looked like they're going towards a triple threat anyway.
I think so. I think that's the leaning. I think that's why they did it. They wanted to just have another like a triple threat match rather than just another singles.
Yeah.
I would have preferred a singles because singles matches are nearly always better. Triple threats are rarely good.
Well, triple threat matches are good when it's done organically. So CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. That's a triple threat match I could see happening.
Yeah.
And they'll use all the smoke and mirrors to make that work because they know what they're doing in that match.
Yeah, they got a storyline.
This one will be it's a storyline and it's important and everybody cares. Whereas in this one, feels thrown together, they're probably not going to have a long match, and it's just going to be a bit of a cluster.
People could take breathers because that's the problem with triple threat matches. That's why people don't like them. Mm-hmm. They don't like them because it's never really three people fighting at a time. It's always you two. This person sits in the corner resting up, because they got so severely beaten they need a break. Then it ends up being two-way, and then the other person comes in, and then the other person. I think one of the best triple threat matches I remember will have to be Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Chris Benoit, where it felt like the three guys were fighting, or any ECW triple threat match, because those were three-way dances.
The Mania triple threat that you're referring to with Benoit is a fantastic match. I mean, it is top tier. I mean, I can't really watch it anymore because I get annoyed. But
I was there too.
Okay, we should probably move along, or else we'll be talking about this for forever.
Yeah.
What about the other stuff on the card?
The Nia Jax with this girl. I always forget her name.
Candice LeRae and
Trish Stratus and Tiffany was just filler.
Pointless. Yeah.
It was filler. It was just for Trish to get, some kind of love in her hometown.
But she didn't even get a particularly big pop or anything. It was nothing.
It was like because the crowd knew it.
Yeah.
The crowd knew it. It was like, okay, yay, we love you, Trish. That would have been better if it was a singles match too.
Yeah.
So that one was the palate cleanser. The Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn match was really good, but it was lacking to me. And I said this before too. It was lacking blood because that was a blood match.
Yeah,
and it had moments where you should have been bleeding.
Yeah,
you're gonna put somebody's face into barbed wire, and not even a drop of blood shows up.
Yeah. It's just it didn't have to be that kind of match. They should have just done a different kind of match if they weren't going to do blood because the end segment. Like it doesn't make sense. But it was good for what it was, and I could tell that the people loved it in the building. Like,
no, it was.
They're both phenomenal, but it's annoying that they did that.
So it went from being it would have been a 5-star match. It was a 4.5 because of the lack of it. So it's not to say that it wasn't a bad match. It was a great match, and those two guys they're best of friends. They've been fighting forever, so they know each other's move set perfectly, just like Kevin Owens would say it, right?
Yeah.
The inclusion of Randy Orton was also predictable, and that was another thing about Elimination Chamber, and as a whole, it was a very predictable card. Randy Orton's inclusion was kind of obvious because we kind of knew it from the dirt sheets that he was coming back, so it made sense he was going to come back here, which sets up the Mania match, which also sets up the punt kick, which I'm sure is going to happen. So I'm curious to see where that story goes after Mania, right? Will Kevin be long and gone for a while before he makes a return? Because I can't see Randy Orton losing that match.
No, he shouldn't.
Right.
Be.
So then obviously the men's chamber match was good. I like the red herring of Drew McIntyre being the first elimination because that made you started to think, oh wait, something's going on here. And then all the guys fought a good match. It was some good matches between CM Punk and Triple H and John Cena. They had some good little moments there. And then the whole Cody shows up, Cena's there, Rock shows up. That was it. That's when I knew it. I was like, yep, confirmed everything I thought was going to happen. I knew that was happening since the Rumble.
I mean, you were bang on predicting it. I don't know. I mean, I definitely didn't see them doing it, but unfortunately I got spoiled before seeing it. So I knew it was happening. And I didn't like the way Cena did it because the reason he was booed for so long is because people didn't like how he was. So why not just be who you are? Like,
but it was his booking. It was all about
his booking as well. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
that was more booing to McMahon than to Cena.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, it definitely was. But there was a long period there where Cena got the Roman Reigns treatment. The same thing.
To Cena's credit, he took it like a man and went every step of the way, which I think that's what truly gave him the respect. The fact that, you know what, we're booing the crap out of him and he's not breaking.
Yeah, that, and also he's phenomenal in big matches. Like he doesn't miss.
He's a storyteller. Matches. He's not a wrestler. He's a storyteller.
Yeah. Like, I mean, he can't put a move on for love nor money. In fact, the one thing that I did notice in that match is he put the step over toe hold face lock on tighter
STF?
than he's ever done it before. Ever in that match. Like, I was like, holy crap, he's doing it the right way. And like, it's I was shocked.
Like, he finally learned. Maybe he was practicing it, you know. So don't get me wrong, guys. This is just a weird criticism. Not a criticism, in fact, a weird observation.
Mm-hmm.
Is John Cena getting old man color? Like his skin?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Right? Like
I sort of feel that's probably a movie thing. Like whatever roles he's doing at the moment, he needs to look that way, so that's what we've got. So and that's why he's smaller as well. I mean, he's not as juiced as he used to be.
Yeah, but you think it's like because it's a weird tanning.
Yeah, I think it is. I think that's probably just his natural skin color, and we never saw that before. Like, it's
or they just ran out of baby oil because P. Diddy bought them all.
Quite possibly.
That's a good one. Wrestling's real. People are fake.
Yeah. It's still real to me, damn it. Yes.
I got that reference.
It's a good one, right? Yeah. I've been on the internet for some time.
So that raises the question. Tony, I'm going to go to Tony, but I'm also going to go to Cliff on this.
Yeah.
Was it the right move?
What, Cena turning?
Yeah.
Number one, you act like I care.
There's a reason why I'm asking you.
Number two, for someone who doesn't care, I completely don't care. Like, I'm like, oh, why is he wrestling again? Like, why, bitch? You should be on the set of Peacemaker. Like, that's
he is. He's still filming Peacemaker.
No, I know, but have you watched this interview? Oh, it's a while ago, but he's like, oh, there's so many people you're responsible for when you're working on a set or a movie. And if anything happens to you in the ring, then, their work is jeopardized. So, bitch, get on the set of Peacemaker and do your goddamn job. How big is the check coming from the WWE?
It's a pretty big check, yeah.
It's a pretty big check. And also
he's contracted, so he doesn't really have a choice. Like, it's...
Yeah, but he had no business being contracted at this point. He made his leave. It happened. Why?
He never officially left.
Well, I'm just saying his contract is indefinite. Like, come on.
He was on. So John Cena is on. He's on not a Legends contract. There's a type of contract that he has where he's allowed to leave for long durations of periods to do these things. But he's been contracted for several years. So it's not a situation of he signed a new contract. He never signed a new contract. He was always a member. He was always an active worker. The only difference is he has prolonged periods of times where he's not wrestling.
Okay,
so he can fulfill his obligations.
As usual, I use Google to get me the right answers. John Cena has a contract extension with WWE that will keep him with the company after he retires from wrestling in 2025. Cena has been re-signing with WWE since 2018, working part-time. He announced his retirement from wrestling in 2025 at Money in the Bank. Cena has signed an extension to remain with WWE even after he retires. He has said that the WWE is his family and that he has a long-term future with the company. Cena is a 16-time WWE World Champion and is beloved by his fans and championship achievements, matches, entrance music, and persona. Cena can also be seen in his acting roles, blah, 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 blah. You know the rest.
Yeah.
But now we know motherfucker's been going back and re-signing contracts and now an extension.
Do you blame him with the amount of money he makes?
I'm sure the money's good, but I'm just saying he also makes the interview of himself look like a hypocrite for somebody who you can't see. Bitch, I see you. Cash them checks and call me.
He does look like a hypocrite, which is great.
Well, I think that's the storyline.
Yeah, that is the story.
I'm talking about his real life. I'm talking about his real life. Real life John Cena, actor John Cena.
Yes, but
that question.
But that's part of wrestling. Is the blurring of the two worlds, the real world and the pretend one.
In the mental health field, that is no good. That is no good.
Well, there's a lot of evidence to say that wrestlers are not very balanced. So yes, that's
yeah. He got issues. We'll leave it at that. He got issues, especially when it comes to relationships.
Yeah.
Who doesn't have issues when it comes to relationships?
He definitely has issues when it comes to relationships, and it's been aired out.
Okay, so
Not
Tony,
not bad relationship issues. Nothing like that. But
yeah,
he's not good with commitment.
Yeah, he has issues. Yes. Tony, what do you think then?
Well,
with that Cliff's take.
As far as him turning heel, I kind of sensed it at the Rumble as well, especially when The Rock started saying, "Cody, I want your soul," and I was like, "Really?" But I was like, "Cody's not gonna join forces with him." And then I was like, "But who would?" And then I started thinking, well, "Wait a minute, this is supposed to be like a big deal for John. How's he going to get into the?" And I went, "Oh hell, okay." And I figured it out, and a lot of that also came from back when they were doing a while back when they were doing Cena versus Rock. At some point, he was supposed to turn heel. Then they floated the idea around, and then they went, "No, we're not going to do it."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a lot of discussions prior to when it was going to actually happen. Yeah. So from what I also heard, is that he's been wanting to go heel for a while, and it was McMahon that kept stopping him. Which I'm shocked on that one.
Because I know during the whole Cena Rock thing, he had pitched he had started a whole new idea, and everything that he incorporated as a face, he was going to like throw his back on, like no more Make-A-Wish, no more none of that. And they were like, I don't know about that.
Yeah. Oh. Are we getting another NWO?
My thing with this is it feels like it's a really short period of time to do it.
Oh yeah.
And make it matter. I mean, obviously that moment matters, and they'll do huge business at WrestleMania. They'll make a load of money off it. But I just feel like for it to matter going forward, you need to have somebody next to them that will be elevated by this. And I don't know that you're going to get that with whoever he's going to be facing or who he's partnered with. Because Travis Scott ultimately is not becoming a wrestler. He will do a match, probably. But, I mean, The Rock's not going to be wrestling.
Beat up bad.
Yes,
I'll be honest. I want him beat up so bad. He legitimately hurt Cody.
Yeah.
He broke his eardrum. Because he doesn't know what he's doing. And he just all he does is he looks stone out of his mind.
But to be fair, I don't know that that's his fault. Like they put him in that position and they were really dumb to do it. And the worst thing happened. I mean, he really hurt him, which is just terrible.
Did you get a chance to see Cody on Friday?
Yeah, I watched it.
He has a pretty nasty shiner.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
That was Travis.
It's bad. Yeah, I mean, it's bad, but again, they told him to do it, and The Rock even told him to lay it in before going out, is what I've read. So,
well, I'm sure there's a receipt waiting for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe.
No, there's a receipt waiting for the WWE. Those mofos better be insured. My ass is going after them. They're the ones who put this up. They're the ones who are going to pay.
That's a different kind of receipt.
It's a different type of receipt.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a wrestling talk. So
I was thinking like a normal human.
No.
I forgot that this is Fairy Tale Wrestler Theater. I completely forgot.
It's not fairy tale. It's soap opera. Okay. Let's call it what it is.
We all know a fairy tale. We all know.
Ain't no fairy tale. Soap opera. It was fairy tale when Undertaker was there.
There's no fairy tales. There's no fairy tales. There's really. All my
soap
children.
Opera.
Days of our lives. Oh, you just want to call it soap opera so you can sound just the slightest bit more masculine.
It's a soap opera series, okay?
It's a soap opera series. Oh, Vanessa, I got tossed around the ring. I don't know if I have it in me. You got to toughen up, Rock. You could do this. You could get back in that ring. It's all about you. Get in there. Oh, Vanessa,
I would love to take Cliff to a wrestling event. Just take him to a wrestling event.
No, you don't. Blair hit Vanessa.
Oh no, there's some wrestlers you would love to see.
I'm just surprised. I was gonna say, I'm just surprised Cliff wouldn't be all up about some old up dudes.
None of that, like one or two of them are fairly attractive in real life at best. Like,
it's a little bit more than that now.
Listen, I keep watching, and
we're not talking about 80s, 90s wrestling. We're talking about these wrestlers now. They're good looking.
They're still not great looking. They're still.
Oh no, they're good. No, they're good looking.
There's a wrestling like jarheadedness that's like off-putting. You know.
Show him Otis. You got a picture of Otis? That's the guy from Cliff right there. Give him some Otis.
No, no, absolutely not. And he's 33. Bitch, lose some weight. Oh my god. Yo,
that's muscle fat.
33 and 330 pounds. That is not the way, baby.
That's a whole lot of man. That's a whole lot of man.
No, that's disproportionate amounts of man. Disproportionate. All right. And he's only
he knows how to do the worm.
He's only 5'10". This is not good. We are not doing that. No.
Damn, Izzy, I'd at least gave him Damian Priest. Come on.
No, you gotta leave Damian Priest alone, man. I love my Puerto Rican brother.
All right, let's look at Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, dude, right? That's old.
Yeah. Nope.
You know what's okay, look up Carmelo Hayes. That's who you should look up. Carmelo Hayes.
Let's see here. Okay. All right. He's doing all right. I love the 8-pack thing. That's good. That's good. Yep. The 8-pack with the yellow trousers is appealing.
Is there another wrestler for him?
I'm trying to think of that guy. The name of that guy. They used to call him Prince Pretty. He would run around with his phone and.
Tyler Breeze.
Tyler Breeze.
Tyler Breeze.
I don't.
He's got his hair though. He looks different with his haircut.
I would just look at the NXT roster, or yeah, I mean NXT generally speaking, because they're all like the younger, more cutting edge type of
cutting edge. Yeah, you want to call it cutting edge?
No, I mean in presentation, like not in ring. I mean.
See, Tyler immediately falls into that he's fairly attractive category, but I'm not losing my mind yet category.
Fandango? Okay. What about Fandango, his partner?
Fandango. Yeah, Fandango.
Fandango, is that the guy with the black jacket?
I mean,
maybe.
Oh, wait a second.
LA Knight.
Okay, no, Fandango's good looking. He's good looking.
See? They're out there.
I know, but I said few and far between, and I stand by.
It's not few and far between, I'm telling you.
Christina,
it really isn't. Christina, it really isn't anymore. That would have been a true statement before the 90s.
I was gonna say I can see Cliff being an LA Knight fan.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, we were talking about this on Thursday in Papa's channel. We were talking about Lex Luger.
Yeah.
He's
going in. Yeah, that took me by surprise. I'm sort of okay with it. I mean, ultimately, he's managing to turn his life around and become.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah,
I think it's more of. It's for him moment.
Yeah,
rather than it's for the people, because most wrestling purists don't care for Luger.
Yeah, but wrestling purists are dicks. So it's like all you have to do is go back and watch the WCW Nitros in the 99-ish, and when Luger came out, that crowd went absolutely mental for him.
Yeah.
So he was over.
Really good at that time. He was booked really good. When he was with Harley Race, he was really good too.
Yeah.
So like his Horseman run was a little off because you kind of knew he was going to branch out of it. It was kind of like a thing. Yeah, he's going to branch out of this. But it kind of worked. I think where Luger fell off was the American hero character.
Well, it was a repackaging of Hogan again. And also Luger has he's unlikable, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like he's a prime heel. Don't make him the baby face that is so annoying in the first place that nobody wants to talk to.
But I think he could. That's the funny thing about Luger is I think, unlike other people, unlike Charlotte, I think he could do babyface if given the presentation right.
Yeah.
If the presentation works for him, he could pull it off.
But like it would, in the case of Luger, it would have been better to build him as a heel, get him over as a heel, and then turn him, rather than have him the babyface from the beginning that's all waving flags and doing the exact same thing that we didn't care for from Hogan.
Where they messed up,
hours.
Where they messed up is if you remember the 4th of July body slam heard around the world with Yokozuna.
Yeah.
That was the turn. Because before that, he was the narcissist.
Yeah.
Right? And the narcissist was a downright hateful character.
Yeah.
All right. So they turned him at that moment. That moment was really good.
Yeah.
And that was like a perfect babyface turn. Right? He got the slam. Where they failed was that they overproduced it. Right? Like you said, he was next in line to be the next Hogan. They wanted to create a new Hogan where he wasn't that.
Yeah.
Right? He could have been a natural babyface, and to be completely honest, he should have won that SummerSlam match.
Yeah.
Right? That kind of like what happened to LA Knight, where you have all the momentum in the world, but because this is not the right time, you know, according to you messed it up. And then you give me this Lex Express crap.
Yeah.
That meant nothing at the end.
Yeah, that pissed me off.
Because you're posing him to win, and you don't. And you give him this stupid count-out victory, and then he plays it off like he wins the title. Why is it when these guys win by count-out, they act like they won the title if they know the rules?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that's WWE all over. That is.
Yeah, but it happens it happens pretty much everywhere. It was happening. It was happening in WCW too.
I can't imagine it would happen in Japan, for instance. Like
not today.
The babyface would be livid over being robbed, rather than being like, "Yeah, I won," because the fans would all go like, "What?" Like it's
countdown victories on main event matches are ridiculous.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Right. I think we are, sufficiently boring the viewers enough with the wrestling talk.
And Cliff.
But I thank you for being here, Cliff. Being the one voice of reason that can get between the men children that watch pro wrestling.
The macho madness, brother.
Charlie Dempsey is trashy hot. I'll give him that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I look at most dudes and go that they look all right to me.
He looks at dudes like, well, if I was, sure.
Like,
exactly.
I don't know. Like,
I still think Otis, man. Otis, he could do the worm, man.
I feel like actually, I checked out LA Knight. He's pretty good, but I really think that. I don't know. The fact is like I am as gay as they come. I tell everyone with every passing year I only get gayer. But I could tell you based on your taste if a woman is attractive or not. It's not a mystery.
Oh, please. Most gay men can do that.
Right. And the thing is like I ain't ever gonna touch a woman unless I have a really hot husband who's like,
I get it. You can make a judgment call as to whether somebody's attractive.
To do the three-way. Sure.
If I have to make my man happy, I'm willing to do the three-way. But I'm not going in there. And but all my heteronormative friends are like, oh yeah, I can't see it, and I'm like, is it you can't see it, or the world has made it that you absolutely completely shut that part of your perception off?
I don't think so, because I look at men and think, well, he's all right looking, but I'm judging them against other men. I'd just be like, well, yeah, he's all right looking as well. Unless somebody's, fugly, Like I can't make that
to say a
differential.
person is attractive.
Yeah,
I have no problem in saying a person is attractive. I'm not interested in any way, but I'm not utilizing it as a no. I would never.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just wondering if it's just an inquisition. That's all.
Mhm.
You know, it's just food for thought.
Understood.
Yeah. What's Bianca Belair's husband's name?
Montel Ford.
Montel Jordan. Right? No,
Ford.
this is Montel
Ford.
Ford. Look up Montel Ford.
And Jason Jordan as well.
Jason Jordan, he's okay.
I think
he has kind of like a baby face. Literally a baby face.
Man, Gunther is so ugly.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Gunther, he looks great now though.
Like,
he has definitely fixed himself up from where he used to.
I mean, he's in tremendous shape. I saw him wrestle in London when he was a very big boy.
Bulky, right? He was
he wrestled Big Damo, who was in what was that NXT faction?
That's a hard
with
one.
Eric Young.
Sanity?
Yeah, Sanity. He was in Sanity. Big Damo. I can't remember what they called him in.
I know who you mean. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Him versus Gunther, who was Walter at the time. It was a pretty good match. Nothing blew me away, but they were both big dudes, and I thought they should be more powerful together.
Yeah.
Seemed weird, but it was an interesting visual.
Okay. Moving on, because we've been trying to move on, but we just seem to be pulled back in.
Yeah. Okay, Tony, what you got coming up, sir?
All right. So in about 30 minutes will be another episode of End of the Comiverse. We'll be talking about Daredevil Born Again. I'm starting a spotlight on horror films where I'm going to talk about the Rob Zombie Firefly trilogy. And I've got a shitload of stuff to show off, comics, stuff I picked up from the Evansville HorrorCon. And Monday, I've got a video where I'm going to be opening up some Ollie's packs I got from a friend from Facebook. And I'll be watching Monday Night Raw because I want to see Penta because he's become a friend of mine. Not a friend, but I've become a fan of his.
Yeah.
And then I'll be filming soon. I got a package in today from the Council of Comics. I'm going to be doing an unboxing video for, which would be pretty cool. And that's it. Got some stuff coming in the mail. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Tremendous. Izzy, what you got coming up?
So I just posted while we've been talking the Todd McFarlane Spotlight. So that's up right now. Go check it out. We talk about a lot of books. There's a lot of books. Some that you know, some that you don't know. Really good stuff. I'm gonna see if I could drop some more videos from the con this week. I did a little CGC grading, submission. So I did a little submission video. See how that turns out. I'm gonna check that out. Throw that up probably tomorrow if I can. And then on Mondays is the Comic and Trend show. Spec and Trend. I can never get the name right. And we got some good books coming up. So a lot of good stuff, a lot of work. Shane is a tremendous co-host. Really good guy. He does a really good job. Especially from my nuttiness. He's a good replacement for Josh. And Josh is doing okay, in case you guys are ever wondering.
No, we stopped wondering already. He's been presumed dead for 9 months. So
no, we still try. The people are still looking for Josh. I'll see him tomorrow. he got his business. Go check it out, the Woods Collectibles. He's doing well for himself, and you will see Josh very soon.
Okie doke.
Because I think he's going to get into the YouTube game.
Is that a threat or a promise?
Both. Because you never know with Josh.
Cliff,
he's
what
an
you got
introvert
coming up?
Well, I just dropped a members only video that's about 4 minutes long on my first key that I acquired for 2025. So that entire saga, God bless me and my viewers, that will only be available for members until December. Then December, all those videos become public, and then for the end of the year, we'll see, did Cliff actually complete a freaking Grail list this year? And we'll find out. So that's my playful way of just, making it play out and making my members feel like they're getting something even remotely special, because I don't know. As usual, I'm on the Council of Comics. I have a memorial to go to tomorrow, so I may not be there for movie night. But Mondays, New Keys and Hot Comics at 8 p.m. Eastern for New Comic Book Day on Wednesdays with our skits and all of our beloved things. This Friday, I've got Comics and Cocktails. I think it's going to be Marco from Renovision. Saturday, I'm off. The following Saturday, I'm off because I'll be at King Con. So
we're gonna do a video soon, right? We're going to go live on King Con.
Yeah, and we're gonna do way better than you did today. My God, you need me, Izzy. You need me. You do. Like, I mean, like, I love you, and like those people were cool with it, but you need me. I was like, no, Izzy, keep moving. You gotta keep moving. I
was having fun, man. And
no, you were having fun.
I was having fun. It's about me having fun. That's what it's about. The only problem is I forgot to turn the monetization button on, so I lost it.
So listen, we can lie to ourselves all we want, but the point is, it's maybe about having fun. It also needs to be entertaining. I'm sitting there, I'm watching you. I'm not going to go into detail, but I'm watching. I'm like, Izzy, move. I'm bored to death. I was like, no, Izzy, go back to the guy with the nice arms. Damn you, Izzy.
Oh, that's what you want.
Well, no, that only happened for like a second. I gave you a break. But then you got that one table. What was it? Fantasy table, fantasy, whatever, Fantasyland, Paradise Island, whatever. You got them all excited like you were going to buy something. And then they saw you like just admiring and pointing out the keys. And they're like, oh, this motherfucker. And I was just like, no, Izzy, no.
I did all my purchasing prior. So I bought everything.
I know, but did you buy anything from them?
From Paradise? Probably not.
Yeah, exactly. So you got their titties all hardened up for nothing. Damn.
The goal was to tell people a show was happening.
You need balance. You need me to be there so that I can say,
so you're gonna buy stuff in King Con while we're there?
I am. And I'm gonna do just like last time. This is good. This is trash. Don't you dare pay $150 for that 9.8 Spawn. Go to hell. Not $225, not $275. Fuck that shit. Get out of that way. We're not going to have any of that. I'm going to tell people right to their face, except the only thing I'm going to do different than last time is I'm going to pull, while we're looking at comics, I'm going to pull them aside and be like, you hold this for me. When we're done recording, I'm coming back.
Ooh.
Oh, look at you with a first bullseye.
Nice.
Oh, that's a very yellow barcode. What is happening there? Oh, it's just a cover. Oh, no.
What?
It's only the cover. So you're going to send it into CGC?
I actually went to their booth and asked them that. Can you submit this?
Technically, you can.
And they said, I don't know. Get a 0.5.
Really? They freaking slap a piece, a panel.
Yeah, it would come out as a page, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like so it probably won't even, it'll have probably a no grade because this is not even a 0.5. But you know what? I'll tell you this.
But they have PG, don't they?
But I'll tell you this much.
Like,
this is a beautiful piece of paper. Like, it's creaseless. It's almost as if it was pressed already.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. It's too bad that it doesn't come with anything else.
Yeah, but you notice how I fooled you guys?
Yeah.
I bought a whole. They were like 50 cents.
Yeah, I suppose.
And there's a story behind these, of course. So he had a Incredible Hulk 181 as well, and he sold it beforehand, so I didn't get a chance. But I got a whole bunch of these. Look at this.
That's
I got some stores.
That's really horrifying.
But you know what? There's a purpose behind everything you see here. Obviously, Warlock Cup with Warlock, another Warlock. Look at this.
Yeah, my heart is broken. Knowing that those are incomplete comics is just heartbreaking. Heartbreaking.
They're incomplete, but I understand why they are what they are. This wasn't a kid.
These were adults doing this.
Because they are psychotic and hate comics? Like, what are we talking about?
So the story behind this is, so these have got to all be newsstand copies.
Oh, you cut it off when you were doing returns. Yeah. Okay,
there you go. Sense. So they get cut off so that this is what gets sent back.
Yeah.
This gets sent back to the publisher,
and then someone dumpster dived at the publisher and got them,
or the publisher gave it to somebody and they took it.
Listen, they dumpster dived. Do you remember that Superman with the eagle, that cover? That Stan Lee found it in a dumpster one day and was like, "What is this?" And then found the artist and gave it back to him. It's one of the craziest comic book stories I've ever heard. But you do love Adam Warlock, so
he had a few of them, so I grabbed all of them. And again, it's kind of cool. I may not have Daredevil 131, but I at least have the cover.
I mean, I hear that. Yeah. It's a little weird, but at least there's comic book history to go with it. So now I will give it points.
Or maybe I could Frankenstein it.
Yeah, maybe.
You want to call Jerry the Jitterbug for Frankensteining your comic books. That's 1-800-JERRY JITTER, and you'll be satisfied.
So there you go. There's your teaser. I got some more stuff. I'll show it. I'll probably show it at Simon.
Tremendous. Okay, myself, I shot 4 or 5 videos today, so I'll have something up on Tuesday. And also, I finally got the Transformers Kickstarter stuff came in with all the trading cards. So I'll be doing some rips of trading cards of the transforming kind. Yes, and that's about all we've got. So all those in favor of ending Parliament say hoot.
Hoot.
Hoot hoot.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
And I don't really know. Well, I suppose no. Really what happened was, no, the thing is, rather